My idea today is a little abstract, but I think it's in some ways all the more significant because of that abstraction and the broad array of areas in which it can be applied. And it's basically this. We have created a culture in which freedom to make and spend money in many ways is at the top of the value hierarchy. It trumps family, it trumps health, it trumps spirituality, it trumps environmental concerns. There's very little that the freedom to make, secure, invest, and spend money does not trump. And the question is this: what if we went about pursuing a value and a goal more directly? Because what is all that money supposed to buy? Health, love, quality of life. What does it buy in so many cases? Stress, anxiety, shame, inadequacy, panic, loneliness, fear, entertainment, sociopathic voyeurism. It buys a lot of things that we would not consider to be optimal as a state of being. So the idea is this: kindness, picking the value of kindness. It could be wonder, it could be love, but I think a really wonderful value is human kindness. And following that value as a parameter, not freedom, not money, kindness, using that as the beacon. And the question is, how can we create an ecology in which human kindness blossoms, grows, is at its peak, and most importantly, is sustainable? Because if we look at kindness as a form of health, that this is really healthy, that when we are naturally ourselves, when we are safe, when we are secure, when we are present, and when we have our needs for belonging and connection met, that we are naturally kind, generous, good people. If we accept that truth and that belief, the question becomes, how can we foster an environment in which we can be our natural selves? I want to take you off on a tangent and just begin to unwrap one idea that, or one image and possibility of how that might exist. One of the areas of research that has come out is that groups naturally divide somewhere between 75 and 150 people because the intimacy of really knowing and sharing an experience with another human being starts to get too far apart. When you have 300 people all doing their own thing, they start to have very different experiences from one another. And at some point, the perspective is just too hard to bring together. And so groups of 75 to 150 people are able to have a common experience in a way that allows them to empathize, which in turn creates the safety for vulnerability, which in turn gives us access to our true nature rather than our survival brain. And from that place, kindness grows and spreads. So the question is this: what if a group of 75 people, what if 35 to 75 people got together with one sole objective, a high quality of well-being for the purpose of cultivating kindness? So what does that mean? It means cleaner air than a lot of us breathe in our cities. It means pure, safe drinking water. It means the rich silence and cacophony of nature. It means the quiet integrity and honesty of nature. Nature doesn't lie. Every one of its ecologies has been present for millions of years, affirming its sustainability. And when we are surrounded by nature, there's a way that we're guided towards a certain kind of honesty that can be missing in a tech bubble, in a stock bubble, in a real estate bubble, in all kinds of synthetic bubbles that are not sustainable. They're a Ponzi scheme on some level, or a pyramid scheme on some level, that goes up and collapses, because it has not had the endurance or the testing that every one of nature's algorithms has had to have to be here millions of years later. So what if going back to basics in a certain way, and then very carefully looking at the best that the modern world has to offer without detracting from this high quality of life? No compromise on water quality, on air quality, on sound quality, on smell quality, and on visual quality. Nature is so beautiful. And how can we partner with that in a way that allows us to achieve a singular goal: sustainable kindness, sustainable well-being? What ritual, what culture, what daily lifestyle would allow this quality to flourish sustainably? And in all the millions of acres of untouched natural land, what design would allow us to come together in different ways to partner with nature to create and sustain that quality of life with a focus of human kindness? I want to step back a moment and leave you with a little exercise that you may want to consider doing. And that's this. If you were to strip away all the cultural norms, all the social memes, and a lot of the environmental predispositions of our daily life, and connect with 2 or 3 people with a focus on kindness and growing that kindness, so that at the end of a day, at the end of 4 hours, at the end of a week, whatever the container of time is, that you participate in activities, in thought structures, in creating an environment in which kindness grows. And that's the sole focus. Not knowledge for knowledge's sake, not more gadgets for more gadgets' sake, faster updated gadgets, kindness for kindness' sake. And what helps that? And learning as a group, my kindness just kind of went up or it's going down. What do we think would be a day that could be totally kind? What would that look like? How would we design it to make kindness more natural so that our nature to give, to care, to love actually comes out? How would we do that? Would we go on a picnic in nature? Would we have certain kinds of conversations? Would we delete certain things, like we'll leave our cell phones at home, or we'll eliminate driving from the experience, or how would we do that? And so that's the challenge. And my supposition is that when we pursue a value such as kindness directly and consciously and in respectful partnership with others who share that same value, we will succeed with vastly less energy, much higher success rates, using fewer resources, with a higher quality of emotional, mental, and physical well-being than going about it indirectly, as in, let's make the most money as fast as possible so that then we can spend that money and get the best deal to create more well-being, which is a rather circuitous route, particularly when we start to consider the kind of dehumanizing experiences many of us willingly choose on our path to making money. Thank you.